Right. Hello, y'all. Good evening. This is High Priestess Jamila. So I don't have a lot of time to talk about this. If y'all want to chime in the chat room, I may have a couple of minutes because y'all, I'm tired. I kind of stayed up a little late last night and had to get up and get some stuff done. I wanted to come and speak about Saucy Santana and the I actually did throw the cards on him because, there is a reason why Beyonce is Beyonce. And you just didn't hear too many people talking about, for example, Michael Jackson's children. You just didn't hear that. And so apparently Saucy Santana has an issue with Beyonce and he doesn't, I guess he compared her daughter's hair. He insulted Blue Ivy, and Blue Ivy is like my niece. I think that I've always thought she was such a pretty little girl, and she has gorgeous hair, actually. Um, I think that all hair is good hair. I like straight hair, I like curly hair, and I like kinky hair. She doesn't have nappy hair, it's kinky hair. So anyway, he said some inflammatory remarks about Blue Ivy. And evidently, first of all, I only threw 10 cards on him because I was curious as to what is going on. So I asked Spirit to tell me about him. I said, tell me about Saucy Santana because I had never heard of him. And there are some people that um, will say and do things for attention. And so it's obvious that he's trying to captivate the world's attention by picking on a little girl, which is sick, picking on a child. But what I threw was the Knight of Coins in the inverted position, which means that he really doesn't have any money or self-worth or self-esteem. So I had went and visited his YouTube channel, and I feel like he's using a lot of glamour. So he figured if he comes for Beyonce, he can captivate an audience that are against Beyonce, and that's how he's going to earn some paper, right? So he's a bottom feeder. Knight of Coin in the inverted position means that he's a bottom feeder. I also pulled the Eight of Swords, which comes up in the inverted position. So this is where a person has like limited beliefs of self. Okay. This is worse than being stuck in a mental prison because at least when the Eight of Swords is in the upright position, that means that you're coming out of that mental prison. Okay. Hey, Sharon. Hello. Welcome to the chat. Um, Now, also, the Page of Wands comes up in the inverted position. And I'm going to assume that he either has fire or possibly earth dominant in his chart. This Page of Wands, however, does tell me that this is a very negative spirit. There's a couple of different negative spirits that are on this man. Um, yeah, he does. He does. Page of Wands is telling me that he um, is very abusive and that children shouldn't be around him. He is a bully, and he's also like obviously mentally ill with the Eight of Swords in the reverse position. But then these two pages came up. And he saw Blue Ivy as an innocent person that he wanted to try to destroy. He did. He saw, and he has an intent to hurt that child. Page of Wands in the inverted position. A lot of deep-seated, very deep-seated issues. In fact, what I can tell you just from these cards that I'm seeing is that something else, a very bad spirit is in that man's body. A very bad spirit. Now, this is not to, because when I say that, a lot of people think that I'm giving people a pass. No, we are all made up of spirits, all of us. In fact, our chakras take on a spirit each of their own. So these are his spirits, but from what I can see, he's abusive to children. And that's just the type of person that he is. Then I got the Page of Cups in the upright position, and then the Four of Coins in the inverted position. So he is very narcissistic. He believes that he is the most beautiful person that walks the earth. Like and he also thinks that he's a woman. So that's why he's comparing himself to Beyonce. And so it's obvious that he's not necessarily a transgendered woman. I'm a little confused because he still looks very masculine, but he does have a lot of issues. He's very, very, very narcissistic. In fact, spirit is going to cut him off. He's not going to get far. He's too mean-spirited. So I asked, what is going to happen to his career? I got the High Priestess inverted, the Six of Wands inverted, the Three of Coins upright, the Queen of Coins in the inverted position, and then the Death card upright. I'm going to throw the next card just out of curiosity. Yeah, the Five of Wands upright. His career is over. And I know it seems kind of minute, but he'll be made an example of. He'll have a short time where he'll be successful, but something horrifying is going to happen to that man. Yeah, he did. He's doing it for fame, and it's not going to work out for him. It's not. In fact, what a lot of people don't realize is that Beyonce, and I don't want to get to like telling too much or revealing too much about Beyonce, but let me just say this. Beyonce has her own money. She has her own money. Okay. They don't call her Queen Bee for no reason. She manifested an extremely rich and powerful husband. She is living her best life. She is extremely powerful at the end of the day. People worship Beyonce. They worship her. Not only that, Beyonce is extremely giving. She's a kind soul that people try to take advantage of. So if you ever heard of Beyonce coming for somebody, it's because they've done something to her. Beyonce is not a bad person. She's not. Okay. That's just like with the group and everything. Everybody loved Destiny's Child. We still do. But those girls were like ops, kind of. I don't want to say nothing about Kelly Rowland, but they were upset with Beyonce because they fell short and she kept going, right? But anyway, so he's going to be made an example out of. He's going to have extremely bad luck coming up around September, October. Okay. And then I'm getting within 5 months. So he's gonna go through it. And I don't know if they're saying that he's gonna die, but he's gonna like the wrath. He has wrath coming to him for saying that, for attacking those people's child, for attacking Beyonce's child. Yeah, and then also Jay-Z. See, these are two parents that actually love their child. He didn't come from parents that love their child. But see, Spirit doesn't see that. You can't go out there. He's going to learn. Here's going to be the lesson learned from that, because he's going to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, he's already came out with some kind of sob story. You know, that he was mistreated as a child and da 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 da. That's no excuse. Some of our, I mean, that child has extremely loving parents. Those Jay-Z and Beyonce love all of their children. That's not what Saucy Santana came from. So it seems very unfair and unjust. He thinks the world owes him something. And so the example that's going to be made out of this, because when they break him all the way down, what's going to come out is that he was treated poorly or maybe even abused as a child. That's no excuse to go out there and attack other people. That's going to be the moral of the story. I got the 6 of Wands in the inverted position. You know, he should have taken the high road. Okay, this is not just going to be a rumor or a short-lived thing. I mean, they may talk about it for like the next 3 months, but them curses are going to set in. Them curses are going to set in. Hey, feminine logic. He cursed himself. You cannot, well, I mean, we talking about Beyonce here. And like I said, she's not a bad person. She has spirits herself. You know, and so they always talk about the beehive. And so the beehive is the 5 of Wands, but it's also things that we cannot see in the whole point of this. You can tell that he was abused as a child. He was verbally assassinated as a child, straight up and down. If I were to do a full proper reading on it, which really it doesn't matter, you know what? There have been a lot of us that have been abused by our parents. A lot of us, just horrible, awful, disgusting abuse, whether or not it's been as a child or either behind our back, because a lot of people think that just talking about somebody behind their back, it don't matter. So if your parents talked about you in your face or in your face, I'm sorry, in your face or behind your back, that's still abuse. Okay. They are banning abortions because it's been a gross abuse of power. There have been too many children that have been used as sacrifices. I'll get into that later, feminine logic. That's why they're doing it, because it's cursing the land. That's why they're doing it. We got babies crying, and people can hear babies crying everywhere. The children are suffering. These babies don't actually die, they stay with you. So it's been a gross abuse of that. And that's why they're doing it. And they're going to only do it for a little while because they're trying to get some get up or some let up on it. That's why they're doing that, sweetie. They're trying to balance things out. Hold on a minute. People are just getting pregnant, getting abortions, you know, just very frivolously, and it's causing a lot of ruckus. It is. It's causing too much. So that's why they're doing that in a lot of places. Okay. But I'll do a reading though, but you know, if I have time, I got a lot of stuff coming up this week, y'all. So um, but yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Okay. Back to this person that we were talking about. Um, it's not gonna blow over well for him. Okay. They are trying to force white women to have babies. No, that's not why. Right. He was abused, he was mistreated. That's why he has identity issues to this day. But you don't go out there and abuse others to make yourself feel better. You have to heal yourself. And he needs to heal. Okay. Yeah, it ain't just about white women. It's about all women. That those new abortion ban laws are gonna affect all women because it's not just it's all races and nationalities of women that do have abortions, but it seems evil. It seems awful that they are doing that because it's like, oh, you're taking away my rights as a woman. But they're trying to destroy that energy of child sacrifice. Yeah, it's several different entities and demons that oversee that. Hold on a second, y'all. So going back into the whole abortion ban real quick, which is a really interesting topic to talk about. Um, it's not to say that these women are wrong for doing what they're doing. It's that they're trying to get women to rethink it. And then also with they're trying to cut down the death rate. There's been a lot of death. And then also recently see my there was it's a lot of it's causing hell. It's causing a lot of issues. It really is. A lot of people. Okay, it is. It's causing a lot of issues for people. It's also causing it caused a lot of issues. So now they're trying to get the birth rate back up. Okay. So I guess they trying to make up for the C-19 pandemic. I'm not sure. Okay. And it's a lot of other deep stuff that goes along with that too. Because a lot of people say, well, what if this person has that baby and they forced to have that baby and then they abuse it? Not necessarily. If you take some time to think and actually connect, you know, then yeah, because child sacrifice is cursing the world pretty much. It's a curse on the world. That's why these people that are trying to sacrifice their own children are getting their karma. I'm talking about like even if you're older, and I'm talking about those that do it because a lot of people that get abortions is just because they feel they're not ready for a child. It's not the right time. But I'm talking about people that purposely go and say, I'm going to do child sacrifice. So that's why they're doing that because even though the mothers that go and get these abortions, all of them are not doing it for that purpose or with that intent, but the doctors are. The doctors are. They are doing it for child sacrifice purposes. Yeah. Well, one EQL, they are both do bad lives due to being evil. Beyonce is not a clean soul, and neither is Jay-Z, which is why Rich they well, I mean, um, hmm, I don't know. I mean, one EQL, you have the right to dislike Beyonce, but I'm just saying what I'm reading for him. I still don't think that it's right for. I think the whole point of that I'm making is that it's not right to attack people's children. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's not right to attack children. So that's the whole point of it. Whether or not you like Beyonce or not, um, whether or not you like those people or not doesn't matter. It's still not right to attack children for your own selfish purpose. You get what I'm saying? So you don't have to like Beyonce and Jay-Z. I mean, I personally don't know them personally. But from what I can feel from the situation, they love their children, right? They love their children. And from what I can see, Beyonce and Jay-Z being successful. Now, Jay-Z may be a little bit dirty, but she's not the bad guy just because she reached those levels of success. So I don't necessarily see it that way. Okay. Anyway, here's my point. My point is that it is not right for you to go out and attack people's children because you don't like them or because you have a problem with them. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my whole point. People need to quit attacking children. That's ick. That's some icky stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's all that is. You think that Beyonce is putting people under mind control? I definitely believe she's an influencer. I haven't seen Beyonce like her body of work. For example, a lot of her legacy is in that movie Obsessed. I don't necessarily see her as even if she is persuading people to be a certain way, I'd say it's probably in a good way, just looking at her body of work. But, I guess that would be up. Another question. I know this is off topic, but why do you think they are promoting interracial marriage so heavily? I don't have a problem with it, but I just want to know your opinion. Um, mm, well, it's probably because interracial people, they are a minority within themselves and they want it's probably for those people. So more than likely, for example, the dude that made that movie Get Out, he was actually married to that woman in the movie. So of course, since he was married to a white woman, there are people that are married to people outside of their race that they want to see families on the big screen. They want to see that they want to be able to see themselves or an example of themselves as far as like with the any ads or whatever that you may see or any movies that you may see. It's because of those particular people wanting to see an example of themselves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm assuming that's what you mean when you say promoting it. Yeah, Christian said this might sound weird, but is Madonna considered as a high priestess of pop music? Yeah, Madonna is like a high priestess of Kabbalah, right? Doesn't she practice Kabbalah? That's what I thought she did. But yeah, she is. And it is, you know what, it highlights how, and another thing, I'm glad you brought that up. Like, you don't see any, like, I have never seen a white artist come out and attack Madonna's children. So when you look at Saucy Santana and him being a black man attacking a black woman's children, it just highlights, you know, it's like, why are we seeing this in the black community? You know what I'm saying? Why are we seeing that? So I think it's interesting that you brought Madonna up. You don't never hear nobody talking to, you don't never hear white men just randomly in their music dissing Madonna's children, you know. And so that's something that needs to be addressed and put to rest. It's kind of ridiculous. Why so many people in the black community, instead of getting the proper spiritual help, mental help that they need, they just go and start attacking black women and their children. Yeah, it's, you know, it just it's not good. It isn't. It's not good. I seen her one time in concert. My uncle told me that she gave me these grin look. Oh, I've always liked Madonna. I've always, you know, and she looks so youthful. You know, I'm pretty sure that she's been able to afford to, you know, do stuff with herself. But, you know, Madonna looks, her looks like pretty amazing. That lady has got to be at least almost 60 years old. um, wow. Are you serious, one EQL? God dang. Wow. You said that Beyonce and Jay-Z are both, these are some of the most these are some of the most what do you call that? Popular as far as in the genre of the music that they have. Like, yeah, well, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with what you're saying, but good Lord, I didn't know that you had all this. Good Lord, you don't like them, do you? And I think that they have protection. I believe that they have protection. You know, just because somebody comes out and does something or says something stupid doesn't mean that you don't have protection. You know, that doesn't mean that. Well, I mean, nobody can, like, it's not the point in stopping people from saying things. People have free will. If they want to say something, they can say it. But I'm just saying that it's not going to bear the fruit that he wants it to bear, from what I could see in the cards. So it's not the point of a person stopping him from doing it. He should have control over himself. And I could see that he was under mind control of something or somebody. So, you know, of whatever spirits he's got going on, or whoever his, you know, person is. I think that I could go deeper into it. I could see a couple of people around him. Give me a second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go and see what his zodiac sign is real quick. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. So he's a Libra. Interesting. So I guessed his zodiac sign wrong, but because I would have guessed that he was a earth or fire. So he's a Libra. Um okay, thank you, one EQL. What's this obsession about people falling? Like what's I don't know, I don't understand that obsession about bringing people down. Like I'm sorry, one EQL. I've never understood that. I can live my life every single day knowing that Jay-Z and Beyonce are very rich and wealthy people, and I can live my life. So I don't understand why they would need to fall. I don't think well, first of all, I know a lot of Libras that are not just trying to be at war with people. There's a lot of Libras that are living their lives. That whole thing about winning at the end, like, what is he winning? Why would like that to me, I'm not really understanding that. That's all I'm saying. He just needs to go and heal himself and possibly apologize. He already said he wasn't going to apologize, though. He needs to go and heal himself. Coming out and, attacking people's children, attacking them, that's not winning. It's actually losing. That's very trashy and, awful behavior. That's not something to be proud of. So I wouldn't necessarily say that he represents all Libras at all either. Most Libras in this world are not going to do that. That's sad and childish of him to do that. So it has nothing to do with his zodiac sign. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if I were a Libra, I wouldn't necessarily, that's not something that's not good, one EQL. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the general public has said what they've had to say about Beyonce. I know that something is up with that because, like I said, I looked at a video years ago where they were saying that Blue Ivy is a doll. It was so weird. I feel like I was in a damn Twilight Zone. Um, and so the general public has said things about Beyonce's child, but for somebody else that is either trying to be famous or trying to get there, he's not going to get to where he wants to be. I don't care if he's a Libra, if he's a Virgo, he ain't messing with Beyonce. So even if Beyonce was a Libra and he was a Virgo, you ain't heard Beyonce say nothing about his kids. You know what I'm saying? You ain't heard her do that. So he's wrong. So like his scales is all out of balance. You know what I'm saying? One EQL, his scales is like broken. He's got broken scales. Like his I just was curious about his zodiac sign, but him being a Libra is not going to stop the backlash and the fact that he destroyed his own career before it even started. Because any zodiac sign can be very self-destructive, especially when you're doing things to children and you're not apologizing. You're just like, I am unapologetic, I am evil, and I'm just going to be a piece of crap. I don't care what zodiac sign you are. Because wherever he's at, Blue Ivy is at home with her parents. She's a child. Why would you come just out like that, out of the blue, and say something negative about this child? So, you know, that's all I'm saying. It's not gonna it's not gonna go well. And I know the whole I look, listen, I'm aware spiritually of what people say about Beyonce. In fact, there's this whole video that I guess exposing that Blue Ivy is like a, you know, they were saying they were inverting her name and da 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 da. People need to get enlightenment. This is all I gotta say is that the lack of enlightenment is so very, very real. So he's gonna, like I said, he's gonna get temporary attention, but then after that, people are gonna see him fall. He's gonna fall. You know, he's the one trying to build his career up. Beyonce, she can retire if she wants. See what I'm saying? Well, I mean, you know what? It's a possibility that he could possibly, you know, I'm not saying that he's gonna die and the rest of his life is just fucked or whatever. I'm not saying that, but you know, he is gonna struggle in his career because of that. He is gonna have struggle all throughout his career. He's gonna have struggle. And I mean, I guess I would, if you know, if I were somebody that did something wrong to somebody, I would just apologize for it. Like he's the one that's going to be responsible for his own demise. Nobody's going to do that but him. And a lot of people are like you. It doesn't matter if they have a problem with Beyonce. It doesn't matter if they got a problem with Bae. The problem is that it's very disgusting for you to be talking about people's kid like that. So he already put a bad taste in everybody's mouths for him. Like, if he were to come and say, you know what, I was wrong for doing that, I apologize, then that's called repentance. Now, if somebody were to tell him, don't ever apologize, then that'll be his own fault. And why would you listen to a person like that? You got to be careful about who you listen to. And what's wrong with this man to where if somebody did tell him to do that or say that, you know, why doesn't he have a mind of his own? So somebody has to tell him to apologize. He can't just see the error to his ways. He needs to do some shadow work. That's why that high priestess came up in the inverted position. Beyonce really ain't got to touch him. He's going to destroy himself. You ain't never, ever, ever heard Beyonce out here talking about nobody's child. Not ever. So at the end of the day, like, you know, and you know, yeah. But if you don't care about sacrificing yourself for fame, like J and B, I highly doubt he really cares. Yes, if he was allowed to, I think he would give a forced apology. I don't really see them as sacrifice. You think that they sacrificed himself for fame? You think that Jay-Z and Beyonce sacrificed themselves for fame? Mm, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. Feminine logic. Yeah. I wouldn't give. I wouldn't. I mean, if it. Okay, let me address this forced apology thing. A forced apology is not true repentance because you're faking it. So I wouldn't even bother to do it. I wouldn't even bother to do it. That's just like with Drew Barrymore when she came on there and apologized for that recent thing with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. That was a genuine apology. I've always been a fan of Drew Barrymore, by the way. But to me, it was genuine. And I think that what it was that when you look at the world, it's so cartoonish. It's like, this is unbelievable. What the hell is this? So I don't even think that Drew Barrymore was even being evil or anything like that. So, when you truly are sorry for something and you apologize for it, it truly takes that pressure off of your heart chakra. What's the point in apologizing when you're just being forced to do it? There's no healing in forcing an apology. So I wouldn't even, I wouldn't do that if I was him. Just kind of keep that same energy, I guess. Yeah. Self-hatred, feminine logic is self-hatred is what it is. That's why a lot of them need to do shadow work. Yeah, I like Milia Jovovich and Kate and I don't know much about Kate Baxel. Um I like Katy Perry though. I thought that said Katy Perry. But he had to be black because the message would be about racism if it was a white guy, a white gay. Oh, it's still about racism. It's still about racism. So it doesn't matter, black people can be racist towards each other. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that black people can't be racist crap. I don't believe in that at all, at all, at all. Black people are not children. They have the capability of doing psychological, mental, and physical damage to other black people, just like any other race. So yeah, a black person can absolutely attack another black person and they can invoke racism against their own people. Absolutely. We see them doing it every single day. And I'm talking about with an intent, with hatred, just a generalized hatred towards other black people. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, ooh, this is a heavily loaded topic. I hadn't had no wine all day. Y'all gonna make me pop this corkscrew. you know? Mm-mm-mm. I don't have, I don't have any hatred towards Beyonce. I've followed her for quite some time. Not necessarily following her, I've always thought that, um, because they were saying that they were saying all kind of wild stuff about Beyonce. She used a surrogate and all that stuff, but I still think that, it's a child is a child, everybody all scared. Oh, it's because they were saying that Blue is like the Antichrist or something. It's so funny, people's imaginations. Okay. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I could see for him. And I think that some people are just used as an example. You know, he's gonna be used as an example. And then the fact that he tried to pit those two precious little girls against each other, Blue Ivy and Kim Kardashian's daughter, was absolutely disgusting. So he did it all. He tried to pit two beautiful young ladies against each other, and it was disgusting. It was stupid. It's everything that is wrong with this world. It's everything that's wrong. It is. Okay. And just that within itself is just disgusting. Because that's what's wrong with a lot of women these days is being pitted against each other, competing against each other, and also certain races of women, comparing themselves to other women. That's like the lowest self-esteem that you can ever have because, you know, uh, black is beautiful, white is beautiful, we all beautiful. Okay, just love yourself. Okay, just just love yourself. Everybody got their own personal beauty. There's no need to. That's narcissism. It's very deep in a lot of people too. I swear to God, I got saved from that narcissist demon. As far as my own heart, about 15 years ago, I got saved from that because, okay, I'm gonna make a little confession here. I used to do that a lot. I used to do that a lot. I would sit there. I didn't necessarily compare myself to other people, but I would always judge how a person looks, and I don't know what. And it was a very deep change that I went through, and I did it for probably like maybe a year straight, and I can tell you that it was coming out of trauma, and I had to heal myself, and I healed myself from that mess years ago. But you can see people always constantly looking at a person, judging the way somebody look. Oh, her hair is kind of out of place, and da 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 da. And God, that's got to be emotionally, mentally, and physically draining to be that type of person. It's got to be. So, and the scary part about it, I'm gonna tell you what is very scary, which is why we call it a La Santísima Muerta. People that are, living vessels for those types of demons. This Saucy Santana guy, we would, more than likely going to have to call to La Santísima Muerta. She came up in his reading as the death card. He's out here, he needs to slow his roll out here attacking women and children. That's kind of crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Look at how crazy it looks. A grown man. This man looks like he's about 250 pounds, just big and monstrous out here attacking women and children. What the hell? That's weird. So yeah, he does make the LGBT community look bad because, are these, it's scary. It's like, damn, it's like a machine or something that is attacking women and children. Are we safe? Are we safe? He definitely got the Jezebel curse on him. Absolutely. Are we safe from that? Like it's very scary. Like, ooh. So, stuff like that come up, that's why I tell you, that's why Santissima Muerta came up in his reading. She came up as the death card in the upright position. I personally feel very protected by her when it comes to men like that. I'll make her an offering of an apple and say, La Santissima Muerta, protect me. Okay, protect me, because he's got a lot of deep seated issues. I can tell you, I saw inside of that man's head. He hates women. He wants to hurt women and children. It's bad. It's bad. And I never even heard of him until now. I've never even heard of him until today. Like I didn't know anything about him. And just from what I can see, I don't want to find out anymore. But of course, you guys know that before I go live, I call to my protective spirits because he's got a very mean, nasty, angry spirit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I could feel it. It was trying to grab a hold of me. I'm not Beyonce, but I'm gonna tell you that one EQL Beyonce is really protected. Not only does she have her angels, but she also has her husband protecting her. But like just me talking about it made me feel spiritually attacked. Just talking about it, I felt spiritually attacked. Just for you know what I'm saying? And he don't want me to send my guns over there, you know. Uh-uh. And see, he thinks I'm cursing him or something, probably, it's like, oh, you cursing him. I'm not cursing him at all. You already cursed. You already cursed. I ain't trying to curse you. What, kitty? Hold on, y'all. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Smoke of air and fire of earth, cleanse and bless this home and earth. Drive away all harm and fear, and only good may enter here. And if spirits threaten us in this place, fight fire by fire and water by water, banish their souls into nothingness, and remove their powers until the last trace. Let these evil beings flee through time and through space. Ooh, Lord. Yeah, that was it was kind of like I don't know, like get up out of here. We consecrate this wine to and clear it of any and all negative spirits to bring me healing and relaxation. Yeah. I don't know why it's weird. I told you it's deep seated self hatred. They hate their own mamas for giving birth to them, you know? So jealousy. He's jealous of Beyonce. I could definitely see that, you know? So I had to ground myself, even after discussing it. Thank you, La Santissima Martha. Thank you. She loved me so much. She does. She loves me a lot. What, baby? My cat is fussing about something, so I'm gonna go witches. I gotta go. Yeah, it is. And in all fairness, there are women out there that have penis envy, but yeah, they definitely have a womb envy, and they were saying that they're going to try to make it possible for transgenders to have babies. Man, I warn against that. I do. I totally warn against that. I do. You know, the hormones and the energy that a woman's body makes during pregnancy to even produce a healthy child um, cannot necessarily be manufactured through science. So yeah, I don't believe that they should do that. But who am I to, I mean, you know, I think science and doctors has made a huge mistake because even the sex change operations, it was exposed that they don't have the fill-in down there that they're supposed to. It's all for cosmetic purposes. So, so I would say that if you're going to be a transgender woman, to keep your parts down there because, you know, a lot of the nerve endings, man cannot necessarily recreate on an operating table what God in nature designed. So that's you know, kind of difficult. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I wouldn't do it, you know? So, but who am I? I ain't running nothing. Am I running the world? Nope. So I can't tell them what to do. Okay. I know that if a transgender woman gives birth to a baby, I'll love her baby just as much as any other baby. Okay. So it's just, but I would be concerned about the mortality rate of that. I would be concerned about that. I think that it's kind of crossing the line with like that whole Frankenstein thing. It's kind of strange that we would even be exploring that in the world these days. You know what I'm saying? But no hatred at all. No hatred in my heart at all for anybody. Seriously. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to go. I hope that he finds it in his heart to change, and just like nobody should have to make that man apologize. He should find it in his heart to change himself. Okay. And try to heal himself. You know what I'm saying? Because psychological scars are that's just like if you raised your child and you verbally abused them a lot. Hey, that psychological damage is just as bad as physical abuse, if not worse. People just don't know. That's why I always tell, that's why, you know, I always tell my children I love them, and you know what I'm saying? But see, some of these crazy parents, from the time that the baby came out of the womb, they was, talking abusive to the child, even when the child was a baby. And babies understand language from their mother. It just, I mean, of course, every parent may fuss at their kids, but if you cussing your kids down to the floor, you stupid motherfucker, you motherfucker, son of a mother, and it's bad enough yelling at them, but when you it goes to show, what's going on here. The kids is acting up because God only knows why. There's a lot of different reasons, but then the parents is full-fledged under mind control and demonic possession, and it's bad. That's why I social distance. Oh man, Christian, yeah, that's pretty bad. He might have some kind of secret crush on Jay-Z too. I didn't look at that. Hey, love only. Hello, greetings to you too. I was actually just about to go though. Yeah, the world needs to be healed. I'm with Michael Jackson. Heal the world. Make it a better place, please. Heal the world, please. Goodness gracious. This world needs to be healed. We need to heal more. Healing. Please heal this world. Goodness gracious. You too, love only. Y'all, thank you for coming. All of y'all, thank you for coming. Hit that thumbs up, and I will see y'all later. Okay. And Blue Ivy, if you listening, you like a little niece to me. You're beautiful. Your hair is beautiful. So is Kim Kardashian's child. You know, all children are beautiful. Trying to create division between those two famous children at a young age. It's sad, you know. And so the angels are with Blue Ivy because they did a little joke saying that Saucy Santana made Blue Ivy go and break out her wigs and stuff. And oh my God, like that just, uh, and black hair is actually beautiful, whether or not it's curly or straight, and where the world started going with that, I'm gonna tell you that's some crazy stuff. And then it's a distraction too from something else. It is. So anyway. All right. I'll see y'all later. Blessings.